Hello, good morning. This is your daily outlook for Thursday, the 1st of December. The euro recorded gains against most of its major counterparts on a day that major central banks took the market by surprise. The People's Bank of China, the Chinese central bank, was first. It shifted its focus from fighting inflation to stimulating growth by lowering the bank's reserve ratio. This move allows banks to reduce their reserves kept at the central bank. This translates into more money available for lending, something that could revive economic growth. As if this was not enough for one day, the central banks of the Eurozone, the US, Canada, Japan, England and Switzerland announced coordinated action to lower the interest rate by which banks could borrow US dollars by 50 base points. This was welcomed by the markets, with the single currency climbing to 134.42 from 133.23 against the US dollar. The US dollar declined against a basket of currencies after the central bank's intervention and better than expected ADP figures, which renewed optimism. The ADP reported an additional 206,000 private sector jobs in November versus an expected 131,000. Against the Japanese yen, the greenback dropped to 77.59 from 77.97. Versus the Swiss franc, the US dollar declined further to 0.9138 from 0.9251. The US dollar also depreciated against the Canadian dollar to 101.81 from 103.21 as oil prices kept climbing. The Australian dollar jumped to 102.52 from 100.16 against the US dollar, capitalising on the boosted risk appetite. The British pound followed suit and advanced to 157.04 from 155.97 versus the US dollar. Looking at commodities, we saw oil prices rose to $100.23 a barrel from $98.99. Gold surged to $1,748.28 an ounce from $1,718.83, and silver advanced to $32.71 an ounce from $31.91. Well, let's take a look at the currencies this morning. The euro-dollar pivot points at 133.95 with a preference to enter into long positions at 134.10. The dollar-yen pivot points at 77.95 with a preference to enter into short positions at 77.95. The Aussie dollar pivot points at 100.87 with a preference to enter into long positions at 100.87. The sterling dollar pivot point is at 156.25 with a preference to enter into long positions at 156.25. And the dollar CAD pivot point is at 102.50 with a preference to enter into short positions at 102.50. And looking at commodities, the oil pivot point is at 99.60 with a preference to enter into long positions at 99.60. The gold pivot point is at 1725 with a preference to enter into long positions at 1725. And the silver pivot point is at 32.08 with a preference to enter into long positions at 32.08. And of course, for up-to-date information, please visit us at easy-forex.com. And on the calendar now, the market movers are the Swiss third quarter GDP forecast to rise by 0.1%. EU manufacturing PMI for November forecast to remain unchanged at 46.4, and US initial jobless unemployment claims for the past week forecast to drop to 390,000. Now on to equities, which were all positive. In Europe, the FTSE was up 3.16%, the DAX was up 4.98%, and the CAC was up 4.22%. In the US, the SP 500 was up 4.33%, and the Dow was up 4.24%. At the time of writing in Asia, the Nikkei was up 1.93%, and the Hang Seng was up 5.71%. It's been your daily outlook. I'm Memran Jo from the Easy Forex Dealing Room. Have a good day.
Not only have you found a great place for Forex news, you found a great place to trade it. Registration is easy. Just click Join Now. Membership has its unique benefits, such as the freeze rate, the trade simulator, the inside viewer, and personal dealers. Your personal account manager is waiting for you now.